Check one. Little John and Robin Hood walking through the forest, picking up the field mice and bopping them on the head. Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny, Sassafras. I could have sworn Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny would say sassafras all the time, and then wherever the heck they did sarsaparilla soda pop, the sassafras, sarsaparilla. So I looked up sassafras, and all I could find was MDA, and how sassafras is an illegal tree, not allowed in the USA, and if it is, it's heavily monitored because you just might make some soda pop out of it, says, or MDMA, or MDA, or something similar. Now, what I could tell is between the original Grateful Dead tour of 1965 to before 1995, I think it was, or maybe not. I think maybe 1996 is finally when they cracked down on this MDMA, and what was it? It was like such a compounded extract of something similar. It's like we took the number one gets you high in sassafras, this common tree. It's just a tree. It's like maple, but it's sass. The maple tree makes maple syrup. The sassafras tree makes sassafras syrup. The birch tree makes birch soda. White birch soda, birch. BIRCH. Birch, maple, sassafras, etc. Now I'm looking up sassafras on my own accord so I can find cartoons. And I don't know what in the heck one led to another. Eventually I found a funny film. It says, good fortune for you. And he opens up someone else's mail and he says, uh-oh, you're fired. Or it says something like that. And I know it was a 1990s thing, and it was funny back then. Is what I watched. And I say, hey, didn't that guy look like Uncle Benny from Lethal Weapon 4 with Jet Li? They kind of look together. I wonder if they're the same actor. I say, oh no, Uncle Benny's at the dentist. Whichever scene is it doesn't have Uncle Benny at the dentist. And then they said, well, they don't know that one. All of that one's suspended in Lethal Weapon's on TV, and Mel Gibson was the bad guy because he's jumping around on Oprah's couch just like Lethal Weapon 1. So wasn't he from The Passion of the Christ? They said they don't like that one either, especially that one is bad. So they got this new TV show. I found Lethal Weapon 1, and it was interesting. And at least he's not trying to commit suicide, because there was a long, prolonged scene in Lethal Weapon 1 where this is something like that, and he was a bad cop, and he needs a replacement. But instead they did 2, 3, and 4, and I guess they have 5 out there somewhere, and hopefully he doesn't shoot himself, says. I guess Mel Gibson was the bad cop, Danny Glover was the good cop, and then eventually they got Chris Rock, which was a terrible, racist, stand-up, nobody, comedian, that smoked crack or something, or something similar, and he was the new good cop, or have sex with, make wife for child baby daddy, something that isn't bad cop, Mel Gibson, from Lethal Weapon 1. So there was all that, and there was all that, and then I found Lethal Weapon 1, and it led me into, say, well, it was sassafras. No, I wanted some. I said, don't we make sass tea? Isn't sassafras plant, sassafras tree, sassafras seed, root, anything? They said the whole dang thing, as far as the entire anything around here, New England, it's probably native to New England, or ordinary tree, kind of like maple. There's a maple, there's so much, imported from Canada, because the clear-cut forest back then is what I heard. And then maple's still not endangered. But sassafras, yeah, you can't grow it anymore, is what they says, because everyone's afraid it'll make drug that was legal for like 40 years and common and healthy and safe or something similar. But then when the Hollywood got on it in New York City, the whole world found out that these celebrities were abusing something, and there's got to be some kind of conspiracy behind that. There really does. I don't know not much about MDMA or MDA or anything like that. But there's the coca, the plant. They make chocolate, they make coffee, they make cacao, they make cocoa, or something similar, common Brazilian grass. Yeah, not around here. No, yeah, I know. But what about in the Chosen One, where there's those South American natives, and they're like picking coca stalk, and all some kind of sacred indigenous tribal practice passed down 1,000 years, religious rites of spiritual South America, something coca, and let's not offend that entire continent that's below us. Coffee, yeah, I know, I drink coffee 1,000 million billion times. Doesn't ever want whites of anything, And what about right above us is Canada. They like sassafras, don't they? Well, don't they eventually, Canadians get bored of regular ordinary maple syrup from Canada? Make some sassafras syrup of some sort. I mean, I thought that was the next step. Is it so much maple syrup? You get bored of it eventually. Sassafras syrup. That's what I thought. It was a sincere. And unfortunately, everything is illegal. And maybe it's because I'm looking at a robot that's attached to space lightning somehow. And I think all food is illegal of some sort, unless it's electric lightning from space robots or some robot man Earth or something. I don't know. I really don't know. Now, what I'm guessing is Asians don't eat cats. Probably shouldn't around here. I know we're this close to New York. Well, don't steal mine if I had one. I'm in an apartment. No pets allowed. I had a bird. It passed away. It did. Unexpectedly, but I was told his old age medical complications is going around. And the only referral I can make to that for anything lighthearted is John McCain's mother's still alive. Last I checked, she was about 107 years old, and her son passed away from old age medical complications. But she's like 30, 40 years older and still kicking. Now, they badgered her at his funeral. Says September 11th is coming. Where will you be? And then eventually we did the radio show at Fort Trumbull, which might be the inspiration for the Pentagon. And I hear it's a 1640 establishment that looks like the Pentagon. And the radio show live would cater to that sort of audiences. Nothing in the very beginning. The VIP political, VIP politics government, VIP USA, sponsored by 1640 something, might look like the Pentagon, but it's about 100 years younger. I mean older. Older. No, the DC 1700s. Yeah, well, around here it's like DC North. It's like Washington DC North. It's like Washington DC 2. They might have one south at Mason-Dixon that's just about the same age. So I'm not sure. I'm only 30. I'm just a boy. I fell asleep at 17. I'm gonna wake up when I'm 30, something, or hopefully I did. Go ahead and check out 18, 2, 1, check.